34 seconds, people are going to be flooding into our website and some of the sizes could start to sell out. Okay, now, the authentic large knitting board is back at the lowest price ever in history. And I know you're going to love this. And if you've never used, well, a knitting needle, you know that it can be very complicated. This is so simple, literally a child could do it. And it's going to allow anybody to create the most beautiful knit garments, blankets, scarves, which are all the trend. Please welcome our very special guest who is here with it, and I know you're going to love it. It's simple and easy, and it's just a blast. And I was saying earlier backstage when I met Pat Novak that these look like professionals did. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Now, so first of all, let's talk about knitting, because there are a few people out there that would love to be able to knit, but it is a little timely.
You know, let's talk about knitting from the standpoint that there's so many people out there that say, you know, I never could quite get the hang of those needles, or I had to quit because it really got tedious. I'm going to show you a way to make a beautiful, thick double knit where you can literally make anything that you see on this table with one loom. You only need this one loom, and you will see all the different stitches, all the different pieces, large afghans to the very smallest little hats can be made on this one loom. Lots of pretty designs and colors, and it just all is such a simple, easy process that anybody can learn this.
You're telling me that the projects that we're looking at on this table were all made with this knitting board.
Everything that you see here was made on the board. And
now, Pat showed me this backstage, and I'm like, for $39.95, first of all, this is the lowest price we've ever offered it. Watch how simple this is, and I'm going to do it. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I've never touched a knitting needle in my life.
And what I want to say is that this weave and hook process is the same. I don't care what stitch you're doing, what piece you're doing. It's simply weaving back and forth. And you'll see I'm going across the 2 rows of needles. That's because what I'm creating is a double knit. Double knit is a 2-sided fabric. It has no backside, no threads and knots or anything showing. It's just simply weave and then hook it, no matter what stitch that you're doing. Very little movement of my hands and wrists, and this is so exciting because every day I'm hearing people say to me that, you know,
all you do is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You finish the whole row, or depending on what size you're making.
I went down one side, now I'm going back the other way and picking up. My whole goal is to get another loop on every needle.
All right.
Okay, all the way down. But see, I could be working on just 6 pins, or I could be working on all 84 stitches.
May I lean this towards our camera so that they can see it? That's
good.
Just like that. Good.
See if I can keep going.
Can you do it that way with me tilting it?
Yeah.
Okay. And see, this is letting you see. Now, this is the center of this 2-ply knit garment, or in this case, it's going to be, what is this going to be?
This is going to be a scarf. Now, see, once I have all of my stitches on there, I have 2 loops on every needle. That's the weaving. The rest of it is just your hooking. This little hook comes with it, so all you're going to do is go down there and grab that bottom loop and lift it up and over the needle. That is knitting.
And you just
that
leave
is
it
the
there.
hand knitting.
You leave it there. What's happening is it's creating the slack in the center that is lengthening the garment or the fabric. I'm going to tell you, I've seen a lot of different devices and gadgets and different inventions that people have tried to create to do knitting and to do a variety of different crafting items like this. This is the simplest. This is the simplest because anybody can do it. And it's something that, you know what, it's kind of like one of those projects that where you just, it's kind of therapeutic. You just kind of get lost in it, and before you know it, look what's coming out of it. Now, we're going to surprise you.
And this is, like I said, double knit. Now, double knit doesn't have to be thick. Let me just show you this, because the one great thing about working on the board is you can achieve any look that you want simply by changing the yarn. This is the same thing I'm doing here.
See, look at this up close.
Same thing as this scarf, but look at the difference.
And how beautiful and how feminine that is. And you can use something with a metallic in there.
You can change the look simply by the use of your yarns. Let me just show you this, because the piece stays right on the board.
I'm like biting at the chomp to show the big one.
It stays right on the board. You're not going to drop your stitches.
Am I stealing your thunder?
No, you're not. You're doing a great job. But it does. You can't lose your stitches. You can't lose your place. Use any yarn and achieve any look you want. And let me just show you one other point, because this board is completely adjustable. Like I said, you're creating creating a double knit, whether it's thin or thick or bulky or chunky or ribbing or whatever. But another way to really get any look that you want is simply with this spacer. This spacer separates these two rows of needles.
Can we demonstrate that to show everyone at home?
Sure.
So that if you want to go from a foot to what's the
this.
maximum width you could make something?
Okay, see the spacer, how it's opened up?
Yes.
Okay, the maximum width that I can make by opening up that spacer is about 45 inches. So let's look at the afghan. 45 inches.
That's
You
long.
wanted to look at something.
And that's a contiguous piece of knit fabric.
Right.
Okay,
The length of it is whatever you knit.
I think we have to go out to the front, don't we?
No, let's just
Can we do it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I want to show everybody is that this piece is wider than your board.
And it's
so
beautiful.
You
I mean,
say
it looks like it's been done by hand.
you want to make an afghan all in one piece. One piece afghan.
Gorgeous.
And you know what? This is a beginner project. That's what's so exciting about this. You can get your board, and a week later, this can be laying on your sofa.
Let me hold this really still for the camera. I want you to see the meticulous knitting work that was done by the knitting board and how pristine it is. I mean, there's not an error, there's not a knot, there's not a missing loop. I mean, it's flawless. So if you've always wanted to knit, but you're like, I've tried that, it's driven me crazy. I try to make a sweater, they end up teardrop, they never work, they never look right. You can do this.
It is so much fun. It's so easy. And another fun thing that you can think about is, look at this little hi-hat.
Oh, how cute.
Do you love this?
It's adorable.
Can you think about Christmas stockings with names across them on your fireplace, or student
this is just adorable.
Scarves, banners in their college dorms or in their you know, in their rooms where their names or their high school is on it, in their school colors. Double knit is so incredibly easy to do. The beauty of it is there's no backside to your knitting.
Well, you know what? For $39.95, it is the lowest price ever. It is 401-064. And if you call right now, you can have one. Thank you, Pat Novak. You're a doll.
Thank you.
What a beautiful job and what a very, very easy. Plus, remember, you get 2 DVDs.